In the last episode, we saw how Joshua and his wife Angela had a serious fight because Linda had confronted Angela, telling her that she had an affair with her husband Joshua. This dragged for a very long time, and since Joshua was very tired coming from a long trip, he decided to jump into his car and check in into the nearest hotel. And while on his way, he met Linda, who asked him, "Where are you going to, and can I come along, please?" Joshua said, "No, I just need some time for myself. I don't actually need anybody around me. If I did, I would have brought my wife along." Linda secretly followed him behind to know where exactly he was going to. Joshua got into his hotel room and began to wonder what exactly is going on. "I've not been able to have children with my wife, and we succeeded to overcome this. Now here is Linda trying to tear my family apart. What's actually going on?" But he said, "Nevertheless, I am going to just switch my phone and rest for a little while. When I wake up from here, I will pray to tackle this." And why Joshua rested, Angela recognized that she was at fault for yelling at her husband. So she picked up her phone and began calling Joshua, wishing that he could pick, but no, his phone couldn't even go through because it was switched off. Angela was very nervous and began to wonder what was going on. But before she could know it, there was a knock on the door. When she stepped out, she noticed it was Linda, and she asked, "What have you come here to do again, you small demon?" And Linda said, "Hey, I just came to inform you that I will be spending some time in the hotel with our husband, so you don't need to worry because he will be with me for some time. You just need to chill. When I'm done with him, he will come back to you, so do not worry." Immediately, Angela ran over to Pastor Isaac to tell him everything that has happened. Pastor Isaac was so mad at Joshua, but in his heart he knew that this couldn't be true because Joshua could not do this. Angela went back to her friends and told them everything that she had done, so they were happy that they have been able to inflict pain upon the life of Joshua and Angela. They thought to themselves that they were succeeding to shoot arrows that would tear their marriage apart. Angela continued to weep bitterly and said, "I know I actually pushed my husband out. I wasn't supposed to shout at him that way." And Pastor Isaac comforted her and told her to be calm. Linda, on the other side, decided to go over to Joshua's room, and when Joshua saw her, he was very angry and said, "You are a small demon. What have you come here to do again? Have you been sent to destroy my marriage completely?" And Linda said, "Hey, chill. I just came to spend some time with you because I know you are going through a hard time now." And Joshua said, "I am going through this because of you, so get out of my room." In the meantime, Angela decided to pray about everything that was happening. But prayer was a very difficult thing for her to do at this time because every time she bowed her head to pray, this thought came to her: what if your husband is actually having a secret affair? So she decided to jump into her car and go over to her mother's house, where she is going to tell her mother everything that has happened. But the Holy Spirit ministered to her on her way out. "Do not go about telling people your problems when you have not discussed with me." So Angela went back. She cried to God and said, "Father, this man has served you diligently. I know he is not having a secret affair. This is the devil's work. Please step in and show him mercy. Come in and save my marriage." Pastor Isaac, on the other hand, was very worried and began to wonder, what exactly is going on with my children? Is the devil trying to break this marriage? But it shall not happen. Linda did not give up. She kept on following Joshua up and down and threatening to sabotage him if he will not go to bed with her. So Joshua said, "Go ahead. I am not afraid of blackmail, but I'm not going to go to no bed with you." A day later, newspapers began to circulate, which says, "A pastor who slept with his church member and asked her to abort 5 times for him. Joshua saw the newspaper and was completely mad at what happened, so he decided to run over to Pastor Isaac. "Where have you been?" he shouted. Immediately Joshua stepped in. "And have you read the newspapers? Your phone was switched off and you wouldn't want to listen to anyone. Well, before I listen to you, I want to have your wife here with you." So Joshua ran over to his house, believing God that Angela wasn't going to send him away. When he knocked at the door, Angela came out, smiled a little bit at him, and said, "I know you did not do it. This is the devil's work, and we must be united like never before. We must pray earnestly for God to come through for us this time around." Joshua was very encouraged by the word of his wife, so they hugged each other tightly and decided to go immediately to the house of Pastor Isaac, where they were going to spend some time in prayers. So the 3 of them prayed earnestly and said, "Father, do not let this shame come to the church. Intervene and disgrace the enemy." When they got back home, they decided to call Linda for a dialogue. They pleaded with her to come over so they could settle this as fellow brethren, but Linda did not agree to this. So they did not have any choice. They decided to be strong for themselves and equally for the church. So the next day at church, they came out all smiling, very joyful, and they gave a mighty testimony. They said, "It's been a while now. Our marriage experienced a difficult moment, but we want to thank God because He came through for us. And now we are strong, ready to do exploits." This was a very bitter pill for Linda to swallow. So the next day, she ran over to the house of Joshua and Angela and told Angela, "You both think you have escaped my trap, but no, I am warming up the more for you." Angela and Joshua knew that the enemy was after their marriage and their lives, so they prayed earnestly. And as they were praying for this one, they didn't know that Angela was pregnant. After 23 years of marriage, Angela got pregnant, so they spent time praying that God would preserve Angela, the pregnancy, and even their husband. They decided to dedicate their child to God even while he was still in the womb. A few months later, they welcomed a bouncing baby boy. They decided to name him Afanu, which means God's gift. This child grew in the wisdom of God, and the family that was almost shattered and completely destroyed by the devil was finally one now, having a good time at the beach, always spending time together. What is the moral lesson of the story? Do not think that because God has called you or because you are a powerful man of God, you shall not be fought by the devil. The devil is not afraid to fight anyone, but it's your resistance and consistency in the place of prayer and your relationship with God that can save you from every affliction. Now, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so for more stories. Thank you for watching.